We got to talk about it, baby. I tried to tell you Dallas was going to get it done. I know everybody is loving Anthony Edwards, but I tried to tell you Dallas was going to get this done, and it very well could happen tonight in Game 4. I said the Mavs in 6. They probably get it done tonight in Game 4. We got to talk about a wide receiver who just got the bag, and no, I'm not talking about Brandon Ayuk. The NFL is potentially changing some stuff with the schedule, which I think would be a very, very good thing. We got to talk about mental health. Mike Tyson. We're going to do a little fun game to start this thing out. And we're going to end off with the biggest news that I heard today. It has nothing to do with sports. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you tapped in. It's Tuesday, May 28th. Hot takes and trending topics with yours truly, Ray G. Let's get it, baby.
Okay, let's get it. Bitch, let's get it. Woo!
Welcome back to the station. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. It's your boy, Ray G. You can get at me on X at RayGQ. This is the show where we're just talking about the dope stuff that's happening in the sports world today. So if you stick around to the end of the video and you find the information entertaining and or actionable, hit that thumbs up button, like, comment, subscribe. I know you're watching, so comment, subscribe, like, and make sure if you are new to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code ALLGAS. You do that, you can get up to $250 damn. Scan the QR code on the screen, use the promo code ALLGAS. But let's pop this thing off talking about some fun stuff, and it's the Build a Perfect Lineup game. I love this game. Build a Perfect Lineup. I thought about tweeting this out today, but I said, nah, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for HTTT tonight. So this is Build the Perfect Lineup All-Time Greats Edition. If you're not watching on YouTube, I'll try to go through it really quickly. You got 5 levels, $5, $4, $3, $2, and $1 levels. The quarterbacks that cost in the respective order: $5 quarterback Tom Brady, $4 Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, John Elway, and Drew Brees for $1. RBs, you got Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Adrian Peterson, and Curtis Martin. Receivers, you got Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, T.O., Chris Carter, Isaac Bruce. Tight ends, you got Shannon Sharp, Rob Gronkowski, and Tony Gonzalez. So if I were going to build my all-time great perfect lineup edition, first and foremost, I would have Megatron in here somewhere. Calvin Johnson needs to be in here somewhere. But let's start this thing off thinking about what type of personnel grouping that I'm going to deploy. I can go 11 with 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers, or I can kill them nastily with 2 tight ends, 2 dope tight ends. And I think what I want to do for this one, when I was working this out on the back end, I'm taking the $1 Drew Brees and the $1 Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin, for y'all young cats out there that don't know how damn good he was, just go look at his career rush attempts year over year over year. Look at what he did in the receiving game. One of the most underrated running backs, hell, maybe even players in NFL history. So I'm spending $2. I got my quarterback. I got my running back in Curtis Martin. I love AP, love Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, but I don't need to spend $5 when I've only got $15 to build this dope lineup. So I spent 2 of my $15. Drew Brees, Curtis Martin. I think I might deploy 12 personnel. I'm going to run 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends out on the field. So with that savings that I've gotten, my 2 tight ends that I'm going to roll out there, Rob Gronkowski is going to be 1 at $4, and Jason Witten is going to be my other tight end for another $1. So far, I'm only pot committed to $7. I got to fill out my wide receiver room. I've got plenty of money left to go ahead and get whatever receivers I want. Do I want Jerry Rice and T.O.? Do I want Randy Moss and T.O.? Hell, do I want Jerry and Randy? Can I afford that? 7, 15? No, I can't do that. But I can get one of the 2. And I think if I'm going to build the perfect lineup, give me Terrell Owens. I want T.O., no doubt about it. Load T.O. up on that team with Gronk, with Witten, with Curtis Martin, with Drew Brees. That leaves me another $4, I think. I think I'm at 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got $4 more. I can spend it on Larry Fitzgerald, or I can go lower, and I think I'm going to go Fitz. I think it's Fitz. T.O. and Fitz. I'm going Witten and Gronkowski, Curtis Martin, Drew Brees. That's my perfect $15 lineup, all-time great edition. I thought about doing something with Tom Brady, but hell, give me Drew Brees for $1. He shouldn't be the lowest quarterback on there. I'd take Drew Brees over John Elway. Curtis Martin, again, underrated running back. Go check out the stats if you think I'm bullshitting. And young Jason Witten was a damn dog for a long time in the league. Give me T.O., give me Larry Fitz, and we get it done with my perfect lineup. Let me know in the comments below how y'all would build this damn thing out. But we do have to talk about the player who got the most today. Big-time contract. Houston Texans went ahead and locked up that dog. Nico Collins. Nico Collins locked up. Let's pull it up and see what they ended up paying and how y'all feel about this signing or this free agent signing of Nico Collins. Let's pull it up in a second if I can get to it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Nico, here it is. Boom, 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 boom. 3 years. I'm seeing $75 million, something like that. Ari was the first person that I saw break this news. 3-year extension for Nico Collins. Big time playmaker for Houston. Came on strong this year in his first season, really getting a chance to do his thing with a competent quarterback, and he rewarded the Houston Texans with 80 receptions, 1,297 yards, and 8 touchdowns. All of those were career highs for Nico Collins, and it wasn't like he was out there getting targeted, folks. 150, 140, 130 targets. I don't even think he exceeded 115 targets on the season. This is a nice payday for Nico Collins. Some people talking about, I think he should have got more. I don't want to say it's bird in the hand, two in the bush, but a player like Nico Collins, who is going into his 4th year, I believe he's 25 years old. It's a 3-year deal. He is going to be young enough, and if he's as good as I believe he is, as good as the Houston Texans believe they are, he will be in line to get paid once again. I had asked my Discord community, patreon.com/allgas, if you want to get in there. Where would you have him ranked now? Because right now, I believe on KTC, Keep Trade Cut, he is being valued as the wide receiver 18 in Dynasty. Players like Michael Pittman Jr., Devontae Smith, Brandon Ayuk, all rated ahead of Nico Collins. So my question to you is, how do you feel now? Now that you know he's locked up, he's solidified, and let me just tell you, he is the X in Houston. I love Tank Dell as well. Diving into all the numbers, that's the X. That's the guy who's going to be playing on the outside with CJ Stroud. Tank Dell plays on the outside as well. But Nico Collins is the guy. He's the number one target for CJ Stroud. So how you feeling about him? That wide receiver 18 price tag, I definitely think that after that wide receiver 9 range, all of them joints is interchangeable from 9 all the way down to Nico Collins. Are we 100% sure Rome Odunze is better than Nico Collins and going to outproduce Nico Collins from now until the end of time? Are we 100% positive that Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, this is the type of receiver, he's no gimmick. He's no gadget guy. He's running the type of routes that yield fantasy points. They just locked him up, giving him $24 million a year. I believe over $50 million guaranteed. Shout out to freaking Nico Collins. Good job. Good player. Excited to see him work in 2024 with CJ Stroud. And to answer that question, where would I rank him? I mean, I kind of talked about this. I think you can put him in a couple of different spots across the league. I think you can put him as high as wide receiver wide receiver 14, 13, 12, probably realistically in Dynasty. So I feel very good about Nico Collins, as should most people. This was a great signing. Happy they got it done. Shout out to Nico Collins getting the damn bag. Now, there's some other people trying to get a bag. And this is one where, folks, hey, I don't know who's over this. Cancel the shit, yo. We don't need to see it. We're all going to pay for it, even though we shouldn't. But I'm not trying to see Mike Tyson out there against Jake Paul. I'm glad he's doing better, but this is a picture of Mike Tyson. Apparently, there was some in-flight medical issues that he had to get medical attention for, the ambulance, and people were on board. He said that he's not 100%, but he doesn't need to be 100% to fight Jake Paul. He said, now feeling 100%, even though I don't need to be to beat Jake Paul. And Mike, I grew up with you in childhood, man. I'm not trying to see this. I'm not trying to see this. This fight is coming up, and we don't need to see this version of Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, going out there and getting slept by Jake Paul. Now, I don't want to speculate on any of this. I'm glad Mike Tyson is okay, because when I got the notification, I was like, oh my God, no, not Mike. 2024 has already been terrible to us. I hope he's okay. I hope he doesn't fight. Ryan Garcia and his steroid-taking ass already said he'll fill in. I saw Brandon Jacobs, former running back of the New York Giants, saying he would also step in Mike Tyson's absence. I know y'all don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. None of us want to see it. Mike, get well, get better, because your health is what's most important, and health is most important. We do a lot. We have a good time. This show, we're not diving deep into strategy. We're having a good time talking about what's happening in sports. But real life and real shit is most important. And I'm glad to see this news blurb hit the desk today that Stetson Bennett is happy to be back playing football after a mental health break that he had last year. We know what Stetson Bennett did in college, two-time national champion at Georgia, doing his damn thing, drafted a little higher than people expected. A lot of people thought he can come in and be that backup quarterback to Matthew Stafford last year. Didn't play. Rumors about this and that. I'm not going to speculate on the rumors. I don't know what it was. He said that he is not going to put the details of what he was dealing with out in the public just quite yet. Again, more importantly, your mental health and the space that he's in now to be able to be on the field competing for a backup job with Jimmy Garoppolo. This is good. This is good for Stetson Bennett. I'm happy for him. You see Jimmy Garoppolo right there, and there's Stetson Bennett right there as the third quarterback, vying for that backup spot to Matthew Stafford. And I kind of like Bennett. Coming out of Georgia, I was on record saying that I like Stetson Bennett in this backup, complementary, bridge-type gap role quarterback. Do I believe that he's some long-term starter that can lead the Rams to multiple Super Bowls? Probably not. Probably not. But can he be a competent backup, somebody that if Matthew Stafford's back injury flares up, anything like that happens, can he step in and lead this offense, get the ball to Cooper Kupp, get the ball to Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum? Yes, I do believe Stetson Bennett could do that. So more importantly than him being on the field and scoring fantasy points and winning games for the Rams, I'm truly just excited and happy that he's in a better mental space because it's tough, man. We all go through shit. Me, you, him, her, he, she, doesn't matter. We all have real life problems, work, relationships, family, internal confidence issues, and you just can't function when that shit ain't right for whatever reason. If it's drugs, if it's alcohol, if it's depression, when you're not in a good mental headspace, you can't be the best version of you that you could be. So I'm glad Stetson Bennett's on the field, has hopefully taken care of some of those demons that haunted him, and he's going to make amends and get on the field and play some ball this year. Let's talk about Mark Andrews, who also was in the news today. He's talking about these tackles. This was a big talking point earlier this year about the hip drop tackle that was banned. And for those of y'all that don't know what the hip drop is, imagine you're behind an offensive player, you grab them, you drop your weight, you drag them down, and what we've seen are legs get caught underneath them, some pretty nasty injuries, some ankle stuff. Mark Andrews, that happened to him last year. And listen, I play college football, and I understand the defensive players saying, how the hell, we can't hit people high. We can't tackle them with our hand in the jersey. We can't grab them from behind. How do we tackle the offensive players? The game is meant to make money, and defense does not do it for folks. People don't watch the NFL to watch a 7-6 game, to watch a 12-6 contest. People want to see touchdowns, high-flying scoring, and more importantly, they want to see their star receivers on the field playing, the star running backs on the field playing, not the second nickel cornerback coming in the rotation that tackles Mark Andrews and breaks his damn leg. Not the CB4 on the team that's chasing down Jamar Chase, has to grab him behind, pull him down, and now Jamar Chase is out for the season. People may not like to hear that. That may not be a popular opinion. It may be bullshit for how you view the game and let me just be me and hit and play. But that's the reality of the business of the NFL. So in my business, this is good business. I want to see the star players on the field playing. Hip drop tackle, I'll just tell you, when you're on the field and things are moving very fast, your objective is to get player on the ground. You're not thinking, oh man, let me not do this, let me not do that. The hits up high took a little bit, and sometimes you get some players like the Kareem Jacksons of the world, Jonathan Abrams when he was still in the league, they get dinged and targeted because they're hitting up too high. But I think this is going to be a difficult one to enforce. I'm very curious to see how the referees enforce this rule. Is it going to be universal? It just feels like it's about to be a cluster. But Mark Andrews is excited that it's banned, and I'm sure he is. He said he wasn't 100% last season when he came back for the playoffs due to that ankle injury. And since we're here, Mark Andrews is actually just talking about Isaiah Likely and being on the field with Likely and those two tight end sets for Baltimore. So if you play fantasy, make sure you get some Likely and Andrews. And if you hate the game of football because it's turning into flag, well, maybe in a couple of years they'll have flags. But until then, I'm fine with the rule. And I know that's unpopular opinion, especially coming from somebody that played on the defensive side of the ball, but I want to see points and I want to see the star players on the field playing. And that's where I want to lead the conversation right now, talking about a report that I saw this morning from Tom Pelissaro about the NFL potentially changing their calendar. And I love this, y'all. I love this. I reached out to a couple of buddies of mine today to get their take and opinions on this potential rule change. So let me just read it. End of OTAs. The NFL Players Association is working to finalize a proposal to overhaul the offseason starting as soon as 2025, eliminating voluntary on-field work in the spring in favor of longer training camp ramp up, with players reporting in mid-June to early July. All right. So basically, what Tom Pelissaro says, the idea would be to roll an extended OTA style ramp up, strength and conditioning, non-padded work, straight into training camp without the 6-week break, de-escalation in between. Major change. And I couldn't be happier about this rule because it always just didn't make sense to me. Why would you have the voluntary program where you've got some players there, some players not there, and you practice, you do install, you do all of this, and then you go away for 6 weeks, and then you come back for training camp to restart it again? Fuck all that, man. Just make it a standard time. We all report mid-June. Everybody reports mid-June. There's no OTAs in May. We report, late June, early July, whenever it is, and then you just run into it from there. And I think that this would help curb and cure a lot of injuries. I talked to a strength and conditioning coach at the previous institution that I worked at, and he said he believes if this rule change were to implement in the NFL, it would decrease some of the injuries that we see during NFL training camps, based on the fact that you get them in, you don't go away, and you can kind of bring them on a little bit slower, right? When you get into training camp, there's no ramp up time. The expectation is, as an NFL player, as an NFL professional athlete, you come into training camp ready to go. You're TTT. You're trained to go from the moment you get there. Sure, it'll be a couple of days to get acclimated, but you're ready because you've only got a couple of weeks until that preseason practice, preseason game. Then going into the regular season games, this gives them more time inside of a controlled environment with the strength and conditioning coordinator to really ramp up the appropriate way. I think this is a phenomenal idea. I hope it's adopted, and I'm pretty sure most players would appreciate that. Instead of, do I need to be there or not be there? We report at one centralized time. There's no more May shit that we're doing. We're all going in at the same time for an extended training camp. Love it. This is a good move. I'm excited about this, and I'm pretty sure the players feel the same way. Don't make me come, or at least say it's voluntary, but I feel like I need to be there anyway. Part of my summer. I go away for 6 weeks, go eat, drink, have sex, get fat, come back, and then I got to get back in shape. Just let me come in, stay there, and then we run it from that. I like that. Stop breaking up the season. I like this. I like this move. Hopefully they adopt it. What do y'all feel about this? So let's talk about some other really big news that happened inside of Major League Baseball today. I saw this, and this is really cool. This is really cool. Congratulations and shout out. The Negro League statistics will be integrated into Major League Baseball database beginning tomorrow. So with that, Josh Gibson, there you go right there. You see him with the Grays jersey on. He will be the Major League Baseball's all-time leader in batting average at 372, slugging percentage at .718, and OPS. What is that? On base percentage? I don't know what that is. That must be something else. OPS. I don't know what the hell that is. 1.177. I don't know what that is, but I do know what batting average is and slugging percentage and all that other stuff. This is dope. This is dope. This is dope. I mean, some of the great baseball players in our history were Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson. Everybody knows about Jackie Robinson, but now that these players' stats can be included into the Major League Baseball stats, this is great because these were fantastic players. And this is something that apparently took a lot of time to go through all of the databases to pull these records, to integrate them in. And what I've seen in the comments to a lot of these tweets is nothing but positivity, excitement. Well done. This should have been done a long time ago. There it is. Scott Simkus. So shout out to Scott, who must have done all this work. That's phenomenal to kind of put all this stuff together from the 1920s. And like, this is just crazy to spend this amount of time to do something that should have been done, and to see that a lot of the reception and most of the people's reaction to this is positive is dope. And sure, you're going to get the occasional, oh yeah, we if we do that. I saw somebody say, well, are we going to include Ichiro in Japan stats? Well, Japanese players weren't banned from playing MLB, and it was not an American played sport. That was an international sport. This is a game that was played here on American soil. It was just segregated, right? Black players can't play with the white players, et cetera, et cetera. Now you're putting those stats from two professional American played and founded organizations, baseball entities, into one. This is cool. This is cool. This is very cool. I'm glad to see it happen. I'm excited, and it seems like the overall reception for this is very positive. So it's cool to see Major League Baseball do that. And as a father, as my son has gotten more into baseball, both of my sons playing baseball, I've learned a great deal about the sport, appreciation for the sport, something that I couldn't do. Hell, I was cool with 300-pounders hitting me, but that little ass baseball, that'll make a man out of you in the batter's box, and it did not work for me. So I have a sincere appreciation for what these professional players do. I think it's the hardest thing in sports to do. When you think about everything in sports, you can go out there right now and in an NFL game, if you were uncovered and they threw the ball to you, you may catch it, right? You might catch it. If you were in an NBA game, there are plenty of regular people who can probably hit a free throw or a three-point attempt if you let them shoot the ball enough, right? That baseball, bro, man, I'm out there just trying to hit grounders to my kid and just tossing it up and trying to hit. I'm striking out, right? The sport where if you fail 70% of the time and you succeed 30% of your at-bats, you're a damn Hall of Famer. You win or succeed 30% of the time, or you fail 70% of the time on average, you're damn near a Hall of Fame. It's just insane the level of skill that's required to play baseball. And again, having two kids now that play it, the appreciation level is on 1,000 for anybody out there, whether you play Major League Baseball, collegiate baseball, high school baseball, little league baseball. Much love and appreciation. And this new inclusion is awesome. Because sports is better, man. Black people good at sports, baby. God damn it, we can do it all. We can do it all. Swimming, I think we got a couple in swimming, tennis, golf, basketball. We got some in hockey. Hey, man, let us in. Let the Negro League stats in the MLB. This is dope. Congratulations to everybody around. Good stuff all the way around. Now, the most important thing, probably the biggest piece of news that hit the cycle today. I mean, this should have been the damn lead. This should have been the lead. But Moana 2, the trailer releases tomorrow, and Moana 2 is in theaters on the 27th of November. I mean, thank you. You're welcome. I am ready. I am excited, probably more excited than my damn kids. It's Maui time, baby. We will be in theaters the 27th, checking out Moana 2. Let's freaking go, man. I am a lover of good cinema, and damn it, Moana is some of the best cinema that you can see with a phenomenal fucking soundtrack. So let's go. Moana 2, dropping in November, but the trailer hits tomorrow. Appreciate y'all checking out this episode of HTTT, Hot Takes and Trending Topics, hosted by yours truly, Ray G. If you want more from me, get at your boy on X at RayGQ. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay locked into everything that we're doing. Scott Connor will be doing some underdog stuff tomorrow. I'll be back on Thursday. Jay Rich is gone. Let's talk ball. Trey McBride. We got a lot of dope stuff coming here at Destination Debbie. Appreciate y'all. Go Mavs. Go ahead and sweep them. Get them done. Mavs, Celtics. Mavs win the NBA Finals. 6 games. They take it home. Dallas reigns supreme in sports. We got the UFL, XFL Renegade. We got the damn Texas Rangers. We're going to have the Dallas Mavericks. And I promise y'all, the Dallas Cowboys. I ain't even finna lie to y'all. I'm out of this thing. Peace.